You give AI the kind of vague, no context instructions that you would never hand a new hire. And then you blame AI when it comes back useless. Learn to get real value from AI by briefing it the way you would brief a capable new hire, giving it role, context, constraints, and a clear definition of done. Welcome to this mini but mighty leadership lesson. Every week, we publish a brief but impactful episode to help you level up both personally and professionally. This is a series about leading alongside AI, collaborating with humans while harnessing the power of machines and technology in order to become a differentiated leader. In the first episodes, we built the human foundation, what collaboration is, what delegation is, and how to lead cross functionally across an organization. Those episodes are linked below in the description in case you missed them. This week, we're going to cross over to more of the machine focus. The whole idea here is that collaborating with AI is still delegation. If you can hand work to a person well, then in most cases, you can hand it to AI well. But if you're the kind of person who dumps work off on people, you're going to dump work on AI too, and it's going to show up in any case. The point of this lesson is really about setting context so that AI becomes a teammate worth having, that you collaborate with it and the people on your team. In many previous episodes, I've shared how AI has done the bare minimum of my request and left me hanging in the lurch. I've exclaimed at how the false or simplistic results have been handed to me, and I couldn't believe it. I've had to evaluate and discern the truth about what the results say. I've likely mentioned how it feels like having a brand new hire on the team, someone you have to set context with and check in on and evaluate the work and teach and coach and correct and continue guiding. A lot of people say that that's what it feels like when we're working with AI. And this isn't going to change anytime soon, but you can get better at your prompting. You can set up tasks and projects and brain docs that help you avoid repeating yourself. And in the end, you're still delegating tasks to AI and required to set context, outcomes, and check the work. Let's take two people who both decide to use AI on the same morning. The first one types, write me a plan to improve team morale. Enter. Back comes 5 paragraphs of somewhat beige, boring, standard advice. Host a team lunch, recognize good work, encourage open communication. They're technically correct, but they don't have any substance to them. They're kind of obvious and surface level. So that individual closes AI and tells everyone, I think AI is just overhyped. The other person writes a brief with role and context, supporting information, constraints. Here's my team. I've got 11 people, 6 of them are remote. Here's what happened. We lost 2 people last quarter, and the ones who stayed are carrying the extra load and feeling overwhelmed. We have a hiring freeze. I can't help them immediately. Here's what I've already tried. Here's what fell flat. What I need from you is 3 specific moves I can make in the next 30 days with a small budget. I want you to flag anything that could backfire on an overburdened, burned out team and check out some expert advice on the topic. Don't make anything up. Bring me citations, references, resources. It's the same tool. Not much more typing involved, but they're going to get back a much better response that they can act on. The difference is in the handoff. The first person went shallow. We do that with humans sometimes too. The second delegated intentionally. And that's the exact skill that we started this series on because you need to understand and get really good at delegation and collaboration. Harvard and Boston Consulting Group ran a study with 758 consultants doing real work with AI. On the tasks that were assigned to the sorts of things that AI was actually good at, people using it produced work rated at about 40% higher in quality, and they finished faster. But the same study found that when tasks were assigned to AI, that AI is never really intended to be good at, then the consultants were about 19 percentage points more likely to get an answer wrong or to have faulty data. It wasn't because they were careless, it was because AI was confidently, fluently wrong and capable of convincing people that they were right, and so we follow them right off the cliff. We don't use discernment and judgment. Ethan Mollick, a Wharton professor, suggests that we basically treat AI like a person that we're bringing onto the team with a defined role. Not like a search box where you throw a keyword, but you give it a brief enough information like you would give a capable new hire on day one. Personally, I challenge that a little bit because so many of us do a terrible job at onboarding humans, our team members. I worked for an education company for years, and our idea of onboarding someone was to give them an Excel with a table that told them all the people in various departments that they'd have a conference call with all day, every day for 5 days so they could get up to speed on the company. That's how we trained them. We spewed names and roles and examples at them, And then after they'd met everybody, we'd sit them down with a pile of demos and say, here, teach yourself about our products. So while I appreciate the concept from Moloch, I also take it with a grain of reality when we try to use it as an analogy for how we should work with AI. I'll add another critical consideration to this before we move too far forward with building that delegation skill with AI. It's something that many people are just figuring out. Companies sort of leapt onto this AI bandwagon, crammed it full of process docs, eliminated headcount, and expected fantastic results. In some cases, they saw those results. Take IKEA. They trained an AI chatbot so well that customer wait times dropped, satisfaction rose, and revenue rose because the bot started recommending other products to customers. That left about 8,500 customer service agents in jeopardy of losing their jobs. But IKEA took it in a different direction. They recognized that there are skills and knowledge that humans have, which machines never will. They retrained those humans, those agents, to take on an entirely new line of business that came out as a result of insights and findings of working with AI. That new line of business added 1.7 billion in growth in 2024 alone. The contrast is Ford. They just rehired 300 engineers after realizing, too late, that there are caps on what AI is good at. Human experience, judgment, and wisdom matter. I'd add that interpersonal connection, looking forward to working with the people that you work with, is also important. AI is great at fast processing, especially from multiple data sets. It's awesome at following direction precisely. It's so at analyzing its own response. I mean, how many times have you contradicted its findings only to have it say, oh, yeah, that's a good point, and pivot? It goes down a path and it doesn't do deep self analysis or scoring or look for gaps in logic unless you direct it to. In Ford's case, they found AI would skip past analyzing the process, and that ended up resulting in multiple quality failures. The years of engineering wisdom and willingness to analyze and critique allow human engineers to step into that automation and act as auditors, so catching and calling out likely quality issues before they happen. In order to collaborate with AI, we need to understand what it's good at versus what humans are good at. And as we understand that, we can improve on it. Not only how we onboard humans, but how we engage with, collaborate, and delegate to AI. The people getting the most out of AI are usually not the most technical people in your company. They're the ones who are best at setting context, handing off work, explaining things clearly, and saying what good looks like. That skill is all in your delegation prowess. If you don't manage other people right now, you don't already delegate to people, it's still good news because you can learn that skill by delegating and working with AI. Build the skill now, working on your own. It's going to make you the person that's running circles around everybody else on the team. So how do we apply the Helm method to delegating and collaborating with AI? First step is aim. Before you type a single word, check your own state. Are you frazzled? Are you behind? Are you about to snap at AI the way you'd snap at your friend when you're hangry? A short fuse or time pressures might cause you to write a lazy prompt. If you just hate AI right now, or you're afraid of what it means, those are emotions that you need to recognize and be aware of and work on releasing the fear. AI is not going to take over your judgment, so it can't mislead you. You're delegating to it on purpose, using it for what it does well while keeping the skills that stay people-owned. You decide what to hand over, get clear on the outcome you want, and who AI needs to be to really help you get that optimal outcome. Give it a role, such as you're a financial analyst reviewing my deck for the 3 biggest risks, or you're a skeptical customer reading this email for anything that is confusing. A role with a clear outcome is going to help you prompt and delegate to AI. Set your intention to engage with AI for what it's good at and give it the right inputs. Take considered action. Brief AI like it's a new hire, not a search box. Define the parameters that a good manager would give to a new person: the role, the task, the context, the why, the what's in it for me, the audience, constraints, and what done looks like. Give it the same background that someone new would need on day one, and then let it work. When it gives you the output, you're not done. That's when collaboration kicks in. You've delegated, you provided context. You collaborate when that draft is ready. You resume your human expertise, evaluating, analyzing, discerning the response, coaching it to give you better answers if it needs to. Your handoff is delegating, but as you receive the response and answers, you collaborate to make it better and improve it, and maybe take that information and use it with your team to make it even better. Third step is adjust. So you need to learn where AI is brilliant and where it is confidently wrong, and know that that distinction is always going to be your role as a leader. That's awareness. It's intentional leadership that you practice with people already. What are they good at? What are they not good at? Notice how the work comes back to you. Is it the same as you hoped? Was the first output junk? Those are cues. You can improve on that. Reconsider your prompt. Did you omit some knowledge or lead it to an assumption? You can learn as you collaborate with it. Check your facts, recheck them, get feedback, apply your own knowledge, use your discernment, and course correct. And all along the way, give yourself grace because you are learning. If a first pass misses, it's new to you. Don't get frustrated, revise the prompt, and try again. We've talked about some things that AI is good at and things it won't ever be good at. And in your own work context, it's up to you to map out what good and bad is, where AI is going to work well and where it doesn't. Just like when you assemble a team. You know, Jose, for example, is great at graphics and copy and creative. And Rahela is a whiz at data but struggles with creative. You know, Bruce is the go-to guy for connections and relationships but is really lost in a spreadsheet. You wouldn't give Rahela the copy edit work, nor would you give Bruce the data analysis. The same type of consideration you bring as you work with teams, you apply when you work with AI. Taking this forward into the week. One easy thing to do is create a prompt template so you don't have to think through what are all the things that I need to add when I'm prompting AI. Role, context, why, audience, constraints, requests, additional data to consider, and the ideal outcome. A little bit harder? Think about a task that you tried in AI once and the output was so bad that you gave up. And now go back and take that prompt template and apply it. Try to rewrite it and rerun it and see what happens. Maybe for 1 week, brief every AI handoff like you're doing an excellent job at onboarding a new hire. Keep a short list of where it really nails the task, where it gets confidently wrong, where it misleads you, and start mapping your list of where AI helps you and where it's missing the mark in your organization and needs a lot of human intervention. That's going to help you determine some of the tasks that you just don't hand off to AI in the future. Collaborating with AI requires delegation. Give it a role, set the context, brief it like a capable new hire, and then evaluate and adjust that work. And remember, all new hires need more than a few days to get up to speed. So keep collaborating. Then this will become a teammate worth having. Start with yourself. Lead yourself. Get the handoffs right with both people and machines. Lead yourself, then lead others. Be a boss. This episode is part of a series on leading alongside AI. We started with collaboration and delegation on human teams, and this week we carried that forward to AI. Next week, we're going to talk about checking the work and owning the output. Thank you for joining us. If you found this helpful, please tap like and consider sharing it with a friend. Subscribe, and we'll see you here next week.